no longer sport, is now a business.
In the past, chairmen have regularly had to put their hand in the pocket to pay wages of football clubs. The tide has turned, and it's no longer that. It's basically if businessmen can make a profit, if they're not interested in making a profit, they're not interested in coming in, and that's basically all it comes down to these days. We've had that many years of them selling best players, of everything going the way of the owners, them dictating everything to fans. They wonder why now we're cynical. It's only the thing that the Doncaster Council have got a lease that have prevented the current owners from selling it, otherwise we'd have been in the same position as Brighton would have had, without a home and without a team.
Yeah, that's a lifeline. The lease is a lifeline, but once that's gone, we're gone really. That's the end.
People at school ridicule you for supporting your own team, but I mean I'm a loyal supporter and I love my own team. And it just devastates me, the situation that we're in, and no one seems willing to help us, and when there is help available with various consortiums, and people aren't willing to sell up when they promise that they will do, and it just breaks my heart to see them think that they're going to go down.
All we want is someone that actually cares about football and about football in the town to come and take us over.
Well, I think the hard take is worth it, as we wouldn't be here tonight, 90 miles away on a cold Tuesday night in Peterborough. A lot of the time, I mean, we do come now, we don't even come expecting to win, it's just a pilgrimage if you like.
It is really worth it. We love this club and this club is ours. Not bureaucrats and faceless wonders and people who run in the club who haven't got any interest in the club.
I think really, I mean, we are in a desperate position, there's no doubt about it. We have not got the public support. We didn't have Wembley to look back on 12 years, but we've never been a big club. Often supported Doncaster goes to the big, the Sheffield Wednesday, the Manchester United, this type of thing. We're fighting very much a lone struggle.
I attended a meeting, it was just after Christmas, when again we sat down and we were discussing how we were going to take the Bring Home the Albion campaign forward, and somebody pointed out that Valentine's Day, February 14th, that we were going to be playing Doncaster Rovers, a team who are suffering even worse from mismanagement than we were last season. So the decision was taken that we would try and make a special event out of that day. Doncaster don't have quite the same affinity with their local paper and also with their local police as we had last year. So in order for them to have something similar to Fans United, it needed to take place at somebody else's ground.
We normally deal with a crowd of 6,000 for a Gillingham game, so hopefully for Brighton and for everybody else it'll be around that or above that today.
I think a First Division club would probably have 60 staff on a match day in the offices, etc. We're working with 4 or 5. It gives you some idea of how to deal with it. We actually literally rushed off our feet in anticipation of what's going to happen.
It's about the feeling that the football is being taken away from the fans by entrepreneurs for their own means. The grounds are being sold over our heads with no thought to the fans, the true fans of football. And this applies both to our own team, Doncaster, to Brighton, and to 3 or 4 other teams as well at the moment.
Today for me is supporting my team through hard times, and hard times look to me like the fans are not really getting much say in what goes on.
Well, today's for the fans. I think it shows that football's more than about just money.
That's where 2 clubs unite today, Spurs, Brighton. We've both got to win. Today's about the fans getting together and actually celebrating life in the lower league.
Well, it's the heart of football. You know, if we lose the small clubs, well, then we lose what football is all about.
It means more probably to me, having been Charlton through and through, seeing the club back at the Valley sort of 5 years ago, having been in Exeter for 7 or 8 years, really. That's all it means to me, getting Brighton back to where they should be, back home.
Well, as a Neo United supporter and Brighton and Hove Albion supporter, I think it's all about football. And the lower divisions can be as good as the higher divisions, and we can climb up from the place we're in.
No, it's very quiet today, all well behaved and seem to be enjoying themselves. It's a family day out, isn't it, for the supporters today, so it should be nice and peaceful, hopefully.
To me, it's bringing the plight of the smaller clubs to the attention of everybody in the country. Both clubs have been really stiffed by bad management, and it's just a show of solidarity that today's result and the game is not important. It's the bringing together of all football fans for the good of football.
Much the same for me. I was brought up in Grimsby, but I've always been a Brighton fan because I was born down there. I come along week after week and see the result of the bad management of football clubs over the years.
People up and down the country can realise it's heart of football basically. It begins here, third division, and we just need as much support as we can get, really.
I think that would be a good example for football, everybody getting together in friendly spirit and enjoying the game together.
Excellent example of camaraderie between football fans all over the country and even the world today.
Well, we've been following the Albion for about 40 years, discussed that we have to come to Gillingham, but obviously we come here because it's our team, and hopefully there'll be some publicity today. We want to get back to Brighton. We live just around the corner from Brighton Stadium. We can't wait to get back home.
Today is not really about clubs at all, it's about the whole game. When I hope that supporters of all the teams anywhere will come along here, not kick lumps out of each other, but if you like, kick lumps out of the establishment who are ruining the game for us all.
Well, hopefully, this is the pinnacle. This is what football's supposed to be all about.
Turnout today. I hope you're all enjoying it. It's a marvellous display of support for football as well as the two teams, so I compliment all of you and thanks very much for coming. We mean that. Thank you.
I think the atmosphere was tremendous. I think it was interesting that there was such a good atmosphere and yet it was such a critical game, and I think that was demonstrated in the players' general nervousness throughout the 90 minutes. Given what was on the game, their discipline was tremendous. I mean, we had 3 cautions, but generally the approach that they had mirrored the approach and the support that they were getting, and I just think it's a shame that they don't get that sort of crowd every week.